Video game naming and numbering. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard, but surely you've noticed how inconsistent it has been for some major games. They released Battlefield 5 recently, and Battlefield 1 before that. Let's see what else we have. My main examples are Final Fantasy and Call of Duty, which are up to 15 games under one title. Call of Duty is a little different. It counts through several series which have their own numbering. So there's the original games, the Black Ops series, the Modern Warfare series, and what I'll call the one-offs. While COD has 15 games, their numbering is mostly consistent. All the Black Ops games are numbered 1 to 4. So when I see series like Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy, Half-Life, Battlefield, and even recently Halo, I wonder what the intention is on naming these games in such an inconsistent manner. Some cases I can understand, like with Final Fantasy, where the internet wasn't quite where it is now, and so when they were releasing the full series in Japan, and only some of the series in America, they decided to number them differently, as it would be quite hard to 1. Figure out what games would be missing, 2. Figure out why there were gaps between Final Fantasy games had they kept their original titles, and 3. Ever really explain the situation to a wider audience when the games were coming out in the 1990s, because nowadays you could just Google it and figure out why. Then there are games that stopped numbering themselves, like Assassin's Creed, which counted to 4, but the 4th had a name which was related to the game, and then they just dropped the numbers. Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, 4, Black Flag, Unity, Origins, Odyssey. Maybe a bit of a tangent here, but when I go to decide a name for my RPG character, D&D character, whatever it may be, it is never just White Cat 22 or something random. It's got to be cool or special to me. You would think that game publishers would feel the same way about their games. Maybe this is why games have independent names of each other, even if they're sequels, instead of sequential names, as that takes away from their integrity. As in, oh, it's just the same game number 2, which can be true of some series, and that has allowed other games to be lumped into this copy category that COD games are so well known for. It makes sense for a publisher to stick with a system or format that has been set in place, especially when AAA titles take upwards of 3 years to make. They have a lot of time to get it right. It's possible these name changes are for the next generation. Millennials will have played Hitman 1, Battlefield 1, Halo Infinite, because they're jumping into a series that doesn't seem like it's up to its 5th game. All in all, publishers should just put in more effort and be creative with their titles, or stick with what you started. I don't need to follow the numbering for any of these games, because I don't actually play most of them. I know the fans will know what is going on, but I never thought it would be that difficult to name games in the first place. Is it some stigma that if a game has a number too high, it's just absurd? It becomes this copy-paste nightmare of a game to people, like with phones. They were up to the Galaxy 9 and the iPhone 10. Does Assassin's Creed 7 sound no different from the previous games, so they just adapt? Because I can get behind that reasoning. This has been Bert. See ya.